Good evening, America and YouTube. This is My View America. My name is Jason, and I've been looking at the news, looking at my news feeds and everything. There's a few things I could talk about. Um, we'll see if we can get to more than one. We'll see how much time is that there is. I guess the first thing I want to talk about is this whole Florida Stand Your Ground shooting that happened, and because especially since the state's attorney got finished doing their whole investigation. It now they're done doing their investigation. They are charging what's his name, Draca, with with manslaughter. And I looked at all the comment sections all over Facebook, Twitter, you name it, and there are people on both sides arguing the whole thing. And I don't know what side some of my friends are on. It's hard to tell, but I'm gonna give you my opinion. Should Draca had been arrested right there on the spot? Probably not. Hard to say. I'm gonna go and say no. My reason being, he did claim the whole stand your ground law as his self-defense. Fair enough. That means the state's attorney gets to do their job, and they did. And they decided to charge him with manslaughter. Probably because that was their best case. Okay, good. And here's my actual opinion, especially after watching the video over and over and over again. I've watched it numerous times, mind you. Um, I've read all the articles out that I could find. It's trying to see if I can get some like actual eyewitness accounts. Um, so far, they're not. There's not a whole lot of that out there. But just judging on the video alone, uh, I gotta say, I think they got a solid case for the manslaughter charge. And here's where the controversy starts. People are like, no, 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 no. He was shoved to the ground. He had a right to defend himself. Well, yes and no. Um, Here's the whole thing, okay? He got shoved because he was arguing with the guy's girlfriend about parking in the handicap spot. Now, I there wasn't audio. I don't know if they were yelling or shouting or or what have you, but judging by the guy's reaction, the fact that he shoved him so hard, I'm gonna say that there was probably some arguing going on. I don't know. That might become relevant in the case later on. I'm not sure. But what I do see is that after he got shoved, he immediately reached for his gun. And during the time that he was reaching for his gun, the victim was backing up because he saw the gun. He was backing up with his hands up, and Draca had plenty of time to take aim and fire, which he did. He also had plenty of time to figure out if it was reasonable, if he was in actual reasonable harm. Now, if he had the time to do all that, he should have known that there was no reason to pull that trigger. He probably had reason to draw the weapon. I'll give him that. But once that weapon was shown, his threat was backing off. He had no reason to fire. He had no reason to pull the trigger. And I've read Florida's law on it. It actually states that he has to have reasonable fear for his life. And the reason why they use that word reasonable, I'm not really certain why, but it could be a number of reasons, because it actually indicates that a thought process goes goes through with it, so that he knows, hey, I got a choice here, and I would say that he had plenty of time to make that choice, and he made the choice to fire at someone who was backing up with their hands up. Now, how much time did he have? I actually counted it. From the time that he went for his gun and drew and fired, it was about 5 seconds. Now, some people will say that's not a whole lot of time. You'd be surprised how fast you can make a decision within 5 seconds. I mean, seriously, that should have been plenty of time to go, oh, he's backing up, better not shoot. Really? Now, if he was coming at him, fine. But the whole thing is that once that gun was drawn, there was absolutely no reason to fire. In fact, there probably wasn't even a reason to draw the gun because the victim wasn't going after him. Okay, he just pushed him down. Or shoved him, whatever you want to call it. Should he have done it? I don't know. Would I have done it? Depends on the situation. If there was yelling going on, I probably would have. If they were just talking, I might have been like, hey, and just kind of touch him like to get his attention. I don't know, but with what I see from the tape, I would say that he had time to make that decision, and he made the wrong one, and now he's going to pay for it. And let's not forget that this guy also had a history of harassing people over parking in the handicap spot, which is how this whole thing happened. Just someone parking in a handicap spot, and he apparently got something up his crawl and decided, hey, I gotta do something about this. But he's done it plenty of times. It's almost like he was looking for an excuse to do something. I really don't know. Maybe he's not mentally fit. Hard to say. Tell you what though, guys. You guys leave me your thoughts on the whole situation. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know everything that's going on and you know something that I don't. Let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any questions for me, any topics that you want me to cover, leave that information in the comments below and I will try my best to get to. In fact, I think I like the background. I like books. Well, that's all I've got for tonight. So have a good evening, America.